Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We just got a little late start today, but we're here. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you can hear me okay. Check, check. All right, that works pretty well. All right guys, so we're gonna start today live trading. Got some new things going on today, so I have, as you can see, new branding for the company, for the new company. It's gonna be burning candles. So burning candles trading. I think you saw it, right? It's let's see. I think you can see this, right? So this is the new branding that I have, the new logo. I'm really excited for this new chapter, so I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I wanted to go with the candlestick pattern and telling everybody what I do. You know, hot stocks that are going up, momentum based. So I think that kind of portrays that. I hope it would actually. Let's see. Yeah, what you think? All right. Okay, so I also have some other new things, additions. My background is different now. So I have a pattern and some LED lighting all the way throughout. I think it really adds some good flair and character to the live stream. Some new plants, and check this out. So I have you see that? All right, so that's let me make it to where I can talk on it. All right, so you can probably hear me now, right? Yeah, so this is some stuff that I wanted to have, you know, in our live stream. I think it adds a lot of character to it. And then we also have, this is kind of cool. So when it starts as this, and then if I want to take a break, if I go to run to the bathroom or something, it'll be this. And then when it ends,
all right, so bottom of the hour here. Just watching to see if anything starts moving on the scans.
and then check this out. This is kind of cool. So if I want to do some type of notes or anything, go here, and then I can come right here. And then I can, you know, write whatever I want. That way you can see that. And then I can switch back here. This is my live stream. So this is where it's gonna be, you know, with all my channels on here. So I have my main channel, I have my, over the top view. So this is my main camera, and then this is over the top camera viewpoint. And then I have my charts that really matter. I got the 10-second, I got the 1 minute, and then these two. I think I'm gonna just replace. I'm not gonna show that really. Just gonna show these two charts and then my face. So I can fix that real quick. Is that music too loud? Not sure. You can even hear it. Or does it need to be louder? Is that better? Yeah, now you can see MACD on the bottom as well. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm gonna okay, that's gonna be my GoPro. Put in my level 2 window, this, and my whole order screen. What if I put that right here? That might be too small. We're gonna try. I can see my feed here. Alright guys, so I'm going to turn the music down. Let's see what Ross is saying. I think we're just all kind of chilling right now. I think we're just all kind of hanging out. Okay, so I just changed up my layout. What do you guys think? So now you can see my level 2 better on the right. You can see my total account size on the top left, my 2 views, and my charts. So as I change my charts here, you'll be able to see it change. You can see all the orders coming through. Here's my scanner, a level 2, and the time and stamp on the right.
So 8 a.m., top of the hour. if anything pops up here. Codex, CODX, traded it before. Not usually super easy. It had a pop a few days ago, peaked there and then pulled back off that level. So it actually went way high in after hours or whatever that was, pre-market, all the way up to like $9. So yeah, I probably wouldn't touch that.
He's talking
Just a
about
little bounce off the low here.
He's talking about the stock CODX. It's popping off right now. So this is the stock he's talking about. Here's the news on it. It's a US based company, healthcare sector. They just signed an agreement, partnership agreement. So that's the breaking news, which was the catalyst for this little pop. See, 8 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. So it's, as soon as that 8 a.m. news hit, this popped up. So okay, so what I'm doing right now is I keep watching my scanners to see if anything pops off. And then I have actually 4 different stocks I'm looking at. So what you guys see in the main view, this view right here. So this is just 2 stocks. This is just these 2 right here. That's what you're seeing in your charts window. And then you see my up top, you'll see my software that I use. It's called Dash Trader Pro. So that's what I use right there to place my orders. And then let's see right there, that's my charts. So yeah, this is my charts. Okay, this is my scanner. So this scans everything on the market. And then this right here is my list. Here's the list of all the different stocks I'm looking at right now. So this is just my demo account right here. I practice on my demo account, and this is my real account. I haven't made any trades so far today. And this is my net profit and loss after all the fees. So this is where you can see the whole market's orders for that stock. Okay, so this is all the buyers. Here's all the sellers stacking up and what prices they're willing to pay. So this is the market pretty much. Hey, look, I want to buy this many shares at this price. And here's a seller saying, okay, well, I have this price. I want to sell this many for this price. Buyers are like, okay, I'll take it. So when they transact, when they coordinate with each other, this sale happens. And so this is every sale that happens on that stock. So I'm able to look at this to kind of see where the stock is going, up, down, more. So I can really see if there's more buyers stacked up. As you can see, this has more buyers stacked up. But then you'll have some big sellers come in, like, you know, and these are times 100. So if there's 20, that means it's 2,000. If it's 17, it's 1,700. That's how many orders you have for how many shares. And so if this tape starts going like green, you know, if this starts going like it keeps printing green, that means everybody's buying. So that might indicate before you see the price move up right here, you'll see this happen. So this gives you just a little bit of time extra to jump in quicker. So this is called the time and stamp, and this is called the level 2 window. So once you start learning how to read that, it'll definitely help you jump in quicker. All right, so another thing I'm doing is I'm kind of taking my eyes off on the scanner, the different charts. It actually have multiple scanners. Right now I have see behind here I have another scanner, which is right here. And then I have another live feed right here. I normally just cover this up because I don't have to make multiple orders on multiple windows. Because right here I have another buying window, just like I have right here. I have another buying window here. So I can look at different stocks, 2 different stocks, and have 2 different stocks loaded up. So it's easier for me to make that move, you know. But right now I just have that blocked here, which I need to see that. So you know what, I'll just block this guy. Yeah. Okay, CODX. So this is CODX. You can read the news about the company right here. $3.46 a share. The float on it is 1.8 million, so it's a really low float. That's great. So total available shares outstanding is pretty small. Anything below 5 million is good. So as the demand increases, the supply is low, so then you'll have a big price action happen.
Just sitting tight right now, hopeful that we get one decent stock that starts to pop up.
So what Cameron's saying is usually in this market we have so we have in this cold market we'll have 1 or 2 stocks that pop off. Usually we have on a hot market versus cold market. So usually in a hot market, you'll have at least 5 to 10 A+ setups that happen per day. You might only take, 3 to 5 A plus setups. Versus in cold markets, you may have 3 A plus setups, if that. And from that, you may take 1 to 2. And if that's not enough money to get to your goal, because this will be about 70% accuracy on the A plus setups. Okay, so that's great. So that means you're getting 70% accuracy on everything you sell, or everything you buy and sell. Okay, then you got your B plus setups, and your B plus setups. You'll probably get about 20 to 30 in a hot market, and then out of that you might take 5 to 10 B plus setups. And with this, your accuracy is going to be closer to 60%. But on a cold market, you may only get 10 B plus setups, and your accuracy at a cold market, it'll be 50%. And you may only take 2 to 3 B plus setups, right? So out of the total available, you may only take 2 to 3 B plus setups during a cold market. Whereas in a hot market, you have much more accuracy. See, accuracy will definitely go down in a cold market because everybody's kind of fearful. They're not really sure if they want to go in. And then of course you have your C plus setups. So this will be 50 to 100 C plus setups on a hot market, with your accuracy here being 50%. But you might have to, mix some of those in to get to your target dollar goal. For me, I don't really have a target dollar goal during a cold market. I do, but it's not really like a set one, Then, in a cold market, you may only get 20 C plus setups. And out of that, you may take 10 C plus setups. But check this out, your accuracy will probably go to 35%. It's not linear. It actually gets worse, like much worse, in a cold market because people are fearful, they're jumping in. Sometimes you have less experienced traders trading in a cold market with C plus setups. So the overall accuracy is going to go down, which is going to be a slippery slope of people making bad trades. And so honestly, I would not take, in a cold market, I would not take any of those. Yeah, so I would not take that. I would not take that in a cold market. I would only take A plus setups. So what I do is I only concentrate on 1 or 2 A plus setups per day, and that's it, nothing more. So I'm looking for high conviction trades in the cold market because I just can't take a risk with my small size. In a hot market, which I have not experienced yet, I saw it, I was playing around with paper money, but with real money I have not experienced a hot market yet. So I would imagine I would probably take 3 to 5 trades in a hot market. So this is a little bit more aggressive, I've seen people take, 5 to 10, even 15 A plus setups in a hot market, Their accuracy was probably closer to 65%. But yeah, you can have accuracy, really high accuracy, 80 plus percent accuracy during a hot market on A plus setups. So what is an A plus setup? Okay, well, it's what I like to trade. It's called the first pullback. So if you have your candles going up, right? You got your green candles going up. It's moving. Well, if it's moving, you don't want to jump in, right in the middle of this. So you wait for the first pullback. And as soon as you have the first pullback, so you have like this right here, which is the last time it went. That's the highest it went, right? So right there, that's the highest it went last time. So when it pulls back, as soon as it crosses that line and continues to go up, so that's where you're gonna buy. So that's your confirmation right there. Okay, so why is that? That's because, well, you don't want to buy it at the low, right? This is where most people would think they would want to buy. It's called buying the dip. Okay, what can happen when you buy the dip? I think what can happen when you buy the dip is very well can keep going down, right? So what if when you're trying to buy the dip, it just keeps going, right? Alright. So when you're buying the dip, right, you're like, okay, well, looks like it's slowing down a little bit. We have a hammer, forming, so that's a bullish pattern. So it should go back up, right? Well, what if right here at the bottom where you have your volume bars, right? You get your volume bars, your sellers. What if the next one you have a seller that comes out and you're not reading the level 2? And what if it takes it down, right? So now, what you just did was you were trying to buy the dip. So you bought it right here, thinking, all right. So that was perfect, right? What happens is it continues to fall. And, as a new trader, you're probably thinking, okay, well, I'm just gonna average down a little bit. I'm gonna average down a little bit more. Okay, it's slowing down. Then it pops back down, right? So this is like a knife. Imagine a falling knife, okay? You don't want to catch it. You're gonna get cut. So don't catch the falling knife, right? What you want to do is you want to see the first confirmation. So instead of this happening, say it pulls back like this. Got the first green candle going up. Don't buy it yet. Might be tempting to go ahead and come back here, but we don't have enough confirmation that it's gonna keep going, because with a lot of these brokers, they have a lot of fees, right? So you don't want to buy something here and sell it here, for like a 5 cents per share profit, maybe even a 2 cents per share profit, and then your break even is a 2 cents per share profit, right? That's after your fees. That's what you pay. So it's not worth making that trade. So this is the line right there. So if it crosses that line, that's where you want to buy. Okay, so the ideal spot to purchase would be right there. That's where you want to buy. because that's telling you that most likely this thing is going to keep going up. Okay. So there's a couple of variations of this. This is called the trading the first pullback. Okay, that's one strategy. The second strategy of this is similar. It's called the ABCD pattern. Okay, so first pullback happens more often. Okay, so the ABCD pattern happens too. When it breaks, it's gonna break stronger. So this is gonna be usually a stronger breakout, but there has to be a false breakout for this to happen. So you may jump in on a false breakout, so you have to make sure that you're watching. So what I'm saying is that this can happen A, B, and go up, and then it can go back down.
Pop up a number of times over the years, and even just back a couple weeks ago or a week ago it popped up, but it didn't hold up, so it's now on the back side of that move. That's the problem. That move went all the way up to almost $9.
Okay. So this is called an ABCD pattern, right? So you have A, B, C, D, and then so usually you have a big pop, because what that happens, there's usually a point of resistance right here. So as soon as it breaks that pop, you know, it's a barrier of resistance. Hold up. Just making sure we're not going to be trading on this one. Alright, we're good. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so this is called an ABCD pattern. So this alright, on an ABCD pattern, what sucks about it is that you have to look, it's going to be a false breakout. So right here, that number where C is going to be the false breakout. So a lot of people buy right there, and then it'll lose. It'll come back down, right? So ABCD pattern, you're gonna have to kind of notice that it may not break the high of the last previous high, right? It may get stopped out right there or pulled back because of resistance, and the sellers come in, and it pushes the stock back down. So you'll have, usually on this, you'll have a resistance line. Sorry, a support line and a resistance line. And usually what happens that it trades within this window. Right? So it'll go down, up in this window, because you have the two supports. You got a support right there, a resistance and a support line, and where they meet, usually it's either going to go down or it's going to go up right there. So right there, it's going to make either the move up or down. So you need some type of confirmation or some type of clues on which direction it's going to go. So how do you do that? Well, right here, you'll have what's called the volume bars, right? You'll have red, okay? So, okay. So it looks something like this. See how the volume bars are getting smaller and smaller? So that's showing me that there's less buyers here. Less sellers here. So there's more sellers here. There's more sellers right here. A little bit less sellers here, and a lot less sellers here. So that means that you have less and less sellers trying to push the stock back down. So most likely, we're gonna have a big pop right there. Okay, but that's usually how that works. All right, and then you have the third variation of this, which is going to be it's called a micro pullback. Okay. So with this, if you have a low float stock, means low circulation of shares. Okay, so there's not that many shares available. With a news catalyst, it actually increases the total demand, and this is the if demand is going up and the supply is limited, what happens? Stock will go up. Let's see. CNEY. All right, CNEY, guys, it's a 7.57 million float size. So relative volume today, so it had almost 400 times the amount of volume that it did in the last 30 days today. In the last 5 minutes, it had over 685,000 more volume. So pretty crazy. Okay, CODX. So this is my scanner. It's a high momentum of the day.
They seem kind of desperate to try to trade CODX, CODX, just because of this big drop. Like it's gonna come into resistance. It'll come into resistance at 4 from the high back there, and then I guess it has room above 4, but I just don't see why it would really work that well. Except for the fact that there's nothing better, but I don't love using that as my base.
Okay, I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit. Can you still guys? Yeah, you guys can still hear me, right? Yeah, my mic's pretty good on here. All right, let's jump back on this real quick. Okay. So what happens during a micro pullback is you'll have a news catalyst so strong, and it meets all 5 pillars. Stops of stock selection. So what is that? Low float, news catalyst, and then number 3 is the price of the price, right? I would say for me, it's between $2 and $10 a share. All right, let's go look at this again. All right, so I'm just kind of looking a little bit closer. I gotta fix my internet, guys. I got 3 brand new routers. I got a mesh routing system, but it's still acting up. I mean, it's still not giving me the best speeds. I mean, sometimes when it connects, it does really well, but then sometimes it's so slow it won't even load my chart, and that matters so much. See how quickly that happened? But then like sometimes it just takes forever. Just keeps cycling. I'm not sure exactly why that happens. All right, so bottom of the hour, 8:30. Nothing really happened. No breaking news or anything. So let's jump back over here while we got some more time to talk. Okay, so price between $2 and $5 would be great. $2 and $10 is okay. $2 and $5 would be even better. Okay. Okay, CODX just broke through the I wonder if I can still trade. I'm gonna see. Yesterday I wasn't able to trade CODX at all, so I'm gonna try to do a quick little share size. I'm on my demo account. Yeah, so I can purchase. They're allowing me to purchase now. That's good. Sorry guys, I just want to show you where I just made a practice just to make sure my buttons are working and I'm able to trade this stock, which I wasn't able to trade yesterday because my broker blocked it due to volatility. So I missed the biggest mover yesterday. So right here you have VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price. So what that means, this is the average price based on the number of like shares per 10-second block, right? So that's the volume. This is how many buyers we had. So it's averaging out not only just the price, which is the moving averages, which are these lines right here, but also the amount of volume that was behind that price. So that's why this is a really strong indicator of where the price will be in the future and where it needs to be and where it could be, all of that. So all right, so that was here's my unrealized, some up a little bit. And that really doesn't matter. This is just my demo account. I'm not taking trades until I find something that's high conviction. Then I'll just switch my accounts and go in on my real account. So what I'm doing right now is just practicing. Here, I have some hotkeys here set up. Right now this is pre-market and this is market, but right now I have all my, like, this is my switcher, so I can switch from my 1 minute to 10 seconds. If I want to take a break and come back, my main camera, then I have this camera right here, my back camera, and then my main stream with everything on it. So those are the different buttons that I have. And I may come up with some other ones because I have these new lights now. Well, yeah, these lights right here and some lights around me. These lights, and then some of these lights, I can control that with my stream deck. So I can control different themes and things like that right there. So that's that'd be kind of cool.
So it's not April yet, so
I don't know what Ross was saying. Just because I can, because it's a demo account, I'm gonna wait till this unrealized amount is.
So I would say there's an 80% chance it'll be a no trade day. Could we get news at 9:15 or 9 a.m.? We could, but leading gapper right now only 35%. So I suppose the silver lining is that if something pops up, it could be the leading gapper in almost an instant. But will anything pop up like that? I'm not sure. But we'll see. Wait it out.
All right, so pretty much what he's saying is that it looks like it's going to be a no trade day because there's no stock that are actually moving today. Man, I'm really just so eager to have a good trade, but patience is very key. So you never know, something might pop off at the very end. What I'm trying to do is have a few green days in a row to build my confidence up. So in about a month, I can take my share size up a little bit. Okay, that just popped and then got rejected. So it popped to 388 and got instantly rejected. And this is something you can play around with on your demo account. See, I'm on my demo account here, which is the TRCM. And then my real account is CMK. So make sure you have this highlighted, because yesterday I made some mistakes. I'll kind of go over that with you guys at the end. Okay, so how do you read this level 2? See right here, you got the buyers at that price. So if you come in, I'll wait for that to go down and then I'll jump in. All right, I just jumped in. My average cost was 387 because there's a little bit of slippage there always because I do an offset. I do a plus 10 cent offset, which really just kind of puts me in. I mean, unless this is why you don't want to just trade something that's kind of trending this way. You want to trade something it's got some oomph behind it, some power behind it, some momentum behind it. That's why we're momentum-based traders, right? We're waiting for that perfect opportunity, and that's when we're buying. So with all my orders, I'm doing a 5% below entry price stop order. So this automatically gives me a stop purchase order as well. You can't see it on the screen, but right here, okay, this window gives me my accepted trades, and then also any trades that I have pending. Just kind of, so as soon as I make an order and it gets accepted, it puts in a daughter order. So a parent order, then a daughter order for the stop, and I have it set for 4 to 5% depending on my share size of entry price. And then if I want to cancel that, I have to do is hit cancel all orders and then sell manually, or hit a new button here that'll set my new stop at. This is kind of cool. Just eating away at that realized amount right there, negative $32. I mean, it doesn't matter because look, my net profit and loss is not coming down because of my fees. So that's what I was trying to tell you guys, is you're really just treading water if you're not really making any progress. If you are just scalping with some of these brokers that charge a lot of fees. So me being a under $25,000 account, I had to go offshore to avoid the PDT rules. But they know that. So this broker that I'm using, they know that they're doing us a favor, and they're charging us literally like 2.5 cents per share after all the fees. So you think about it, if you're taking $1,000 trade or 1,000 share trade, not dollar, sorry. So that's a $20 trade. So $20 just to buy. So actually it's $40 because you're buying and then you're turning around selling, right? That's 2,000 shares that's going through the broker. So that means they're going to charge you $40 just to make that 1,000 share order sale, buy and sell. So you're going to have to at least be positive $40, right? So if you're, that's just to break even. So it's really hard to scalp because a lot of times these scalp trades are just a few cents per share. And yeah, on a free brokerage, you can do that all day long. And if, like, I do have another account, I have a Webull account, but on my Webull account, I only have a few $100. So again, I can only make one solid trade, or I can take that few $100 and split it up into 2 or 3 buys. But at that point, is it really worth it? Because those funds on a cash account has to settle overnight for it to be able to, it's available for us to trade with again. So you can't make like hundreds of trades using that amount. So as soon as you sell, the money that doesn't go right back to your account for more trading. It has to settle overnight. So that's why I'm using the offshore broker, even though the fees are high. I think with my new idea of really taking 1 or 2 trades a day that are the good ones, you know, 20-30 cents per share trades or more, I think only then will it outweigh the fees that I'm having to pay. So yeah, and it also keeps you out of trouble, right? So the fee system kind of holds you accountable, and you're not going to make trades that are bad, hopefully, because it costs too much. You know, you're only taking the best quality setups. So that's really my goal, is to only take the highest quality setups. My share size, I'm not doing anything crazy, nothing over 500 shares right now. I mean, if there's like some type of crazy pull and it's happening, I may go to 1,000 shares, but I haven't yet. I've only just kept it to 500 or below until my account size grows to 5,000. So let's see, MNDR. This just popped off on the scanners. It has breaking news. All right, so this is the breaking news. Mobile Health Network Solutions. Because they have some type of SEC announcement. Not sure exactly. Is this chat working? Okay, so for my one viewer right now that's watching, can you just type something if you're listening on my chat to make sure it's working? Oh. Yeah, we got 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Usually breaking news happens either top of the hour or bottom of the hour, meaning say 9 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. So 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10. That's usually how breaking news works.
All right, so coming up to 9 a.m.
So what I'm doing here, this right here tells me the top gainers, which also have low floats. So a lot of times you'll have like a breaking news happen here first, and then it moves up to the other scanners. But usually it comes here first. The low float top gainers scanner. And by the way, I'm using warrior trading software called Day Trade Dash. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Day Trade Dash is the software, and it's available for about 170, I believe, dollars. Let's see what the current pricing is. All right, so here's your software I was talking about. I think they just redid their website. Okay, FLOC, CODX. CODX just had a pullback right there. See, that's a run right there for sure. But we didn't hear it on our scanners till right here, right? So the scanner's not there to predict before it pulls, but rather gives you a signal, you know, after a few seconds after it starts pulling, that hey, there's a breakout, check it out. So then I pull it up on my graphs and I watch it for the first pullback right here. And then if this starts going up, you have what's called this first trade I was telling you. Remember here? This is not the micro pullback, but the first one. The first breakout one. That would be something like here. So that would be here on the first breakout. You could trade that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some coffee real quick. Okay, guys. I'm back. Got some cereal. Alright guys, it's top of the hour. See if we got anything.
So just watching 9 a.m. to see if there's anything that starts moving, but we're not seeing anything yet.
Hey babe.
Hmm.
Come here. We have a guest, everybody. Hold up. This is Mason. It's my little boy. You want to say something?
No.
How old are you?
10.
What's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing.
Your what? Yeah, your favorite thing.
Soccer.
Soccer. That's what I was gonna say. Where'd you just come from? Where'd you just go?
England.
England?
For my soccer tournament.
That sounds fun. I wish I was there.
You were there.
What'd you do?
Played against Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United's youth club.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Like the ones that's gonna go pro one day?
Mm-hmm.
What if like you played against some people that are one day gonna be like the next Messi or somebody big? Isn't that crazy? You think you'd remember them?
No.
No?
Probably not.
You could just be like, I think that was the guy that I played.
Maybe.
Yeah. Are we gonna take another soccer trip like that again?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Cool. Alright, well, are you on spring break or something?
Yeah.
No school?
No school.
Well, why'd you wake up so early?
I like waking up early.
Alright. Oh. What are we doing here? What's all this?
all the stocks things.
What are these things right here? All the stocks.
Stock markets.
All the different companies. So why are we buying and selling them?
So you can make money.
Yeah. Okay. I love you.
Me too.
Okay. That was Mason. You like it?
I saw the lights.
Yeah, the
yesterday.
background's kind of cool, huh?
I saw the lights yesterday. I didn't see this.
See, look.
And the plants in here.
Huh? Yeah, the plant's in here. Plant just to make it look cooler. And check this out. Look, if I want to write something,
You can
Say-
do a gaming
Look.
YouTube video thing.
right here. See it? So now I can talk about something. I can make my notes. Talk about it.
That's so cool.
Cool, huh? And then I can go to this view, right?
Yeah.
Then I can go to a main camera, right? Then I can go to this camera. This shows you the scanners, all my charts and everything. And then I can go to my minute chart. And this is my 10 seconds. Each candle is 10 seconds. So it's showing you what's happening quicker. And then, say if I want to go, I gotta go potty or something, or go get some coffee. I can do that. So that's what they're watching right now. So I did that when I got my cereal.
How many views do you have right now?
2 views so far. I have 1 person watching, and it's not me. I thought maybe it was me, but it's actually somebody else. I'm not sure who it is, but somebody's watching me.
Did I get you any views?
Yeah, I mean, you can actually go to YouTube right now and pull up my channel. It's live. I'm live. You just went live. The whole thing's live. I'm
So
streaming.
your channel's called Burning Candles, not like Burning Candles Be Right Back.
Yeah, burning candles is going to be my new thing. So that's like my. See, look.
Did you write that book, Candlesticks?
No, I did not write that book. See, look, starting soon. So that's my new logo, and that's gonna be every morning. So I go live every morning at 6 a.m. Central, which is 7 a.m. Eastern, and then I follow along this guy. So this guy, Ross. So I'm part of his class. So I'm his student. So he's our teacher. So he goes live every morning, and I follow his moves, and I'm trying to learn. And I can play with paper money, or I can play with real money. Real money, I have $3,639.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And then hopefully that'll be like $1 million one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like close. A little bit close.
Where you going? You're too cute. You just gotta come back on camera.
I'm looking at your channel on my phone.
You gotta do what?
Look at your channel.
Okay, yeah, do it. Hey, just search Amlan Mitra right now, because I just created my new channel and I can't make any videos on it for at least, I think, 3 days.
Wow.
That's just what they do. They gotta. Do you have your headphones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. I'm gonna make your live burning with burning with candles.
Yep. Click on it.
Dang. Burning candles.
Yep.
With candles.
It's not glitching. It's just feedbacking.
So ARTL starting to speed up here, looking for the breakthrough 9.
That's cool.
So here's the way I'm thinking about ARTL. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that we've got the potential for a daily breakout over $9 a share.
Okay, I'm working now. Okay.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
watching this area and now looking for the breakthrough 9. This is a wildcard setup, but it's got room up to the 200 moving average. So watch this first pullback here. And then let's look for the pop up over $9. So adding at 9, now looking for 925, 930. So new order goes 925 here and looking for a squeeze at 950. So added there, now looking for a push up towards 950. So bought the dip here at 88, looking for the pop back up. Size down a little bit. Seller came in there at 902. So let's see if it holds.
God, it happens so quick. I wish I would have. Nah, it's good, but it's not the best for me. I'd rather take a cleaner trade. Because if this went south, look at this. It just looks choppy to me. It just wasn't the clean breakout that I would trade on. Because, well, I'm not Ross Cameron, so.
So what I liked about this was that when I pulled up the chart, we were already basically above the high from the other day.
Okay, what he's talking about is if I switch this to the daily chart. Okay, wait. Okay, right here. If I switch this to the daily chart, the hourly chart. Okay, so when we started today, we were already above the last day's high. So
one of you guys mentioned it in the chat room. I saw someone mention ARTL.
That's why I didn't see it, because it didn't pop up on my scanner at all. I hit you back on YouTube. Mason.
Huh?
I hit you back on YouTube. And it was a recent split.
Well, I didn't really want to hit the bid and bail. I thought it was going to work. So I held through the first pullback and then was looking for first candle to make a new high.
Well, he just made a quick, what, almost $5,000 while I was just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. But you know, that's what years of experience comes in. I'm not gonna take something like that and jump in and lose. I've tried to do that, like followed like blindly, and I don't like to do that. I've lost money on it before. So now I'm being more careful, even though it sucks to see somebody just made $5,000 while I'm just sitting here on the sidelines. But I would rather take a trade that I thought of or I saw and I jumped in because I knew that's what I needed to do, rather than just, oh, he jumped in, I'm just gonna jump in right behind him. And he doesn't encourage that either. Ross says, don't follow me and just trade what I trade at the same exact moment. And that's because, you want to learn how to do this. You want to be able to, see it for yourself, see the trends, see the patterns, see the buy entry points, you want to feel it. And the only way you can do it is to just get in there and put your hands in and get hands on with it. So I don't think I'll ever just, and I did before, but I don't think I'll ever do that again. Just jump in. I think I have a lot more self-control now than I did before. That's one thing I've noticed, that I'm not just making, that's progress. Progress is controlling your emotions, controlling, how you feel throughout this whole day trading world, And it's not for everybody, because if you're not emotionally intelligent person, or you can control your emotions and know what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, I can see how this can easily override what you're supposed to do, I could definitely see this getting out of control for some people and this becoming a problem. And it's almost like gambling to some people, but it's really not.
I think every day showing up, you get a little bit better. ARTL was already familiar from the move earlier in the week. I still feel like it has potential. I wouldn't want to still be holding the position I had because the volume has declined, but I was wondering about getting back in there at 9, but now we see that bigger seller that's coming out, so.
What he's talking about is, if you wanted to get back here at $9 to jump back over VWAP. VWAP is, again, the volume weighted average price. VWAP, volume weighted average price, is VWAP. Okay, so what that means, it's your price per share, average price per share, plus your volume behind it. So it's not just your price, the average. It's not your EMA, which is your moving average, right? Or your exponential moving average. It's actually based on volume. So it's a much stronger intraday indicator. So that becomes your support and your resistance. So like right here, it came to the VWAP and then got rejected, right? So if you were to buy at around this price where it breaks through VWAP, so you don't want to buy under, but say if it just broke VWAP, that might be a good entry point, maybe above some of that resistance, so maybe right here, 881 would be probably a good spot to get in, to where it can break over 9, because 9 is going to be your other big resistance point. See, right at 9 you have a resistance where it comes up and it gets rejected again. So I think that it's really important to jump in and know that there's not a resistance point above you. Whole dollar, half dollars. That's a point of. It's like kind of like made up. Like humans, we just think, okay, well, I'm gonna set my stop. At.
So when I was adding right here for the break of 9, I didn't see any big sellers, and I was thinking, 9, then 950, 10, that we had room on this for a move up towards 12, which is the 200 EMA. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So I added into that, but then after I added as high as 943, that seller came in, and so I sold on the bid and filled half at 902, and then sold more at 82, and then tried to buy the dip, but then sold half at 88, and then sold the rest back down a little bit.
Okay, so
It only takes one.
Hi, Brody. How'd your software go last night? I know you were trying that software. Hello, Pete.
So added back there for the break over $9 on ARTL. So let's see if this seller gets bought up. I'm looking to add at 94. So that seller seems to pull their order away. So added right there at 94. Let's see if this goes up. There's 9. There's, yeah, okay. So holding 5,000 shares, watching down here, buying the dip at 75. So filled at 81 average. There's 90 on the ask. Holding 5,400 shares. Size down a little bit. Let it pull back and see if it tries again. So the seller got bought up, but even though we broke, it was only for a second. We'll keep watching.
So glad I didn't jump in that one. See, that's what I mean. He knows what he's doing. Ross knows exactly what he's doing, but the time element is so crucial. Even if you hesitate for just a second and you come in behind him, you're screwed. So you have to be right there in sync with him. You have to make sure your level 2s and his level 2s, where he's talking about, where you're talking about. That's why you can't just go buying in blindly. It was glitching on me. GoPro was. So here's what I was saying, guys. This is what software I'm using. It's Warrior Trading software with Ross Cameron. This is Ross Cameron's Day Trade Dash. So he has in his warrior trading software suite, he has three different softwares, three different things that you can purchase. You can do, if you are a member, you have to be a member to get his live stream and chat. But you can get the day trade dash for 197 a month if you're not a member. But if you become a member, I think the cheapest option right now to become a member is like 800 bucks, 850, 800, something like that. And that gives you access to his classes. Starter member. So that's what I am. I'm a starter member. So I can view the small cap room, but pro members have full access where they can participate in the chats and everything. So I'm not yet a full member. I think it's a really good thing to be part of the full membership, full access membership for the pro members. But I will when I make
right
it up there.
now, MACD's still negative.
1 second, guys. We're talking about ARTL.
All right, so here's the opening bell. So we've got Hall level at 919. We're below VWAP, MACD is negative. There's a 65,000 share buyer, but down at 801. I don't see them right now. It feels like almost a delayed open. There's not a lot of volume going through.
We'll see that.
And now you're right, the total percentage gap isn't super high. So let's see what happens with this 60,000 share buyer at 801. We'll see if that's a real buyer or if that order disappears. So our high there is 918. Added right there. Now looking for the squeeze through 925. 920, good. Watching this area. Dip at 97. So just little stabs at this. These last two winners have been a bit smaller. High is 925. High of pre-market was about 946. Leaving the order up around 950. We still have room to 12. It's up only 26%, but MACD is crossing positive. So that trade was a little dip right there. If it pulls away, then I can start adding a little more aggressively. New order 950. Halt level 969, now 979. 10,000 share buyer on the bid there for a second. Stack of buyers at 904. Look at that big stack. Let's see what that does. If that disappears or if it holds. Bought the dip down there, 907. Seems like there was a buyer there. Little watching down this area for a little dip and then the pop back up over 9. New order 930. Not exactly a flat top breakout, but close. Added here, now looking for the squeeze through 950. So watch over 948. So this is what we want to see. We want to see this start to pull away up here. So watching 960. So there's 943. We still have room on this up towards 10. So new order, putting it up at 960. Watching the dip. So let's see if this starts to accelerate up here. Added there. Now looking for 65 and 75. So holding right now. I think that this is actually going to pull away, and watching this over 960. So my thought is a squeeze up to 10. Added at 55, now looking for 65 and 75. See, added at 65. Now, this is where it gets interesting. It seems like they're trying to scare off buyers, but I'm not sure that it's working. So added up here, now looking for the squeeze up to $10. So this is good. Watching 75 and 80. Let's see if this is able to pull away. Watching 75. So new ad spot is 970. Added right there, 69 for the break of 70. So I want to see, there we go. Nice little squeeze. Watching the dip. Bought the dip at 51. High a day is 77. So if we break over 77, that would be the next leg up. We might order up to 85, 87. Added there at 59. Now looking for the breakthrough 77. Let's see if this is able to squeeze through the highs. There's 75. So watching over 77. So new high of 80. So let's see if we break over 85. See, that seller's trying to hold it back, but then those shares are getting bought up. So still watching 75 and 85. Added there, 75. Now let's see if this pushes through 85 to a new high a day. I would love to see this pull away and squeeze up towards 10. So it dips, then it pops back up, then it dips, then it pops back up. So watching 75. Bought the dip at 47. Looking for that pop back up to 67. So flat for now. All right, well, I'm going to switch over to the Warrior Pro Room and do my mentor session or recap for today. Gave back a little off the top, but that means I squeezed as much as I could out of the day. So pretty good. $6,000. Live to trade another day. Back at it on Monday.
That Ross.
All right, good morning. So I wanted to go over, right now there's no setup actually forming. So we have a little bit of time to go over Codex, which I think people are probably interested in because Codex was the main mover in pre-market. And so I saw a few people talking about the 5-minute pattern on Codex, and I think I have it here somewhere. And so, it would be doing this. And so I didn't really notice that right away, but that was a pattern that lasted for quite a while. But I want to show you why it eventually stopped working. So Codex on the 5-minute, Codex on the 1-minute. And maybe you can tell me what you notice here on the MACD, maybe. So what's happening after every push higher? The volume, when I figured out the pattern, I couldn't, it was too late, and I kind of didn't want to try any more on it. But really interesting kind of setup there. So, but one of the things that hurt the stock originally, and it was the same thing for BIAF, was the near double top. So I don't know if you notice on BIAF, it came up here, almost a double top, and Codex had exactly a double top. So it was pretty similar pattern on both stocks originally, and then they kind of did their own thing after that. BIAF never really recovered though. It's coming down to the lows as I speak, so we'll probably remove that from the screen. There was also SIR, but volume never really came into that. That also had kind of a daily break setup here that didn't work. It got to 3 and kind of rejected pretty quickly. No news on that one. I mean, if it holds up later, we'll keep an eye on it. There was also Anna, and I thought this one was kind of funny because it was the only natural gas play that I've seen so far in small caps, and it didn't do anything. So, you know, the natural gas facility that got blown up yesterday, this thing, I would have thought it would have done something. I guess not. But it was even above the 200 EMA for a while, and it just really couldn't get out of that chop there. So that's a side chart, but nothing going on for that right now.
Yeah, everything's good.
And then, you know, there was ATRL, and then ATRL basically had this gap, 834 to 9, and it filled. So, you know, like that was the trade technically. And then the only other trade idea is to the 200 EMA, but, you know, it's at 1129. I don't really like trading stocks to the 200 EMA, especially when they don't have news. But yeah, I don't know. It just really couldn't do it. So I think the trade idea of the gap fill has been achieved, and then that's really it for now. Very choppy stock. I am green on that one, but very hard.
Oh my gosh.
And then Curve does had earnings last night, so that's why that one is up. Another kind of penny stock with a small gap at 210 to 231. And then the 200 EMA at 201, 202. So it's getting kind of close to that level. We're actually approaching that level right now. Well, it's an indicator that is detecting momentum. So as that volume on the MACD goes lower, the momentum is slowing. That's technically what it means. But like I said, it's kind of a weird say if you very risky. It's the riskiest stock today actually because of the range per candle and the spread. So yes, it could go up, but is it worth it on a Friday? Do you really want a 60-cent drop on a Friday? And the candles that go up, they have wicks. All of them are huge wicks. So you can't even really sell most of that candle. So your entry point needs to be actually quite low to get anything from that stock. Now, if it was ripping and going higher, you know, Ross would be here. Jess wouldn't be saying that he says, you know, nothing that I like. It's just doing nothing. So there's a time to trade ARTL, and it's not right now in my view. Yeah, so Anna, I mean, I liked the idea originally. I mean, maybe I was wrong about it. I didn't really look up too much about the company itself and what it specifically does, but it's a natural gas related stock. So I thought, I mean, I guess not. You know, it's fairly up right now, 17%. So the facility that got hit was, I think, one of the
Guys,
largest
I'm
natural
out.
gas fields maybe in the world.
Big
So
red day today.
maybe it's a slow
And it's a
motion. Maybe
Friday,
it'll be
so
up
I gotta
later, but
bear through the
we'll
whole
keep an eye
weekend.
on it.
On Monday again. All right, guys. I'm out.